Wife's in here to have epidurals.
You ready? Should I break your water?
Yeah, my water just...
When my water breaks, bam, I have the child just like that.
Yeah, hurry.
I don't want to be kissing my girlfriend. My wife's in labor.
Her blood pressure's dropping a lot.
These are in response to my voice and other things that I do.
She's not moving much today. According to the ultrasound and according to their records, I was due a week ago. And yes, that's how I feel. Baby. I'm just gonna walk slowly. Oh my gosh, Cody, it's your 13th child. Well, your
We have to induce.
your 13th biological child on the 13th day. Holy cow.
We should.
Okay.
Seriously.
Is there anything I can do for you? Is your back sore?
Nope. Oh, what? Awkward. Hey, good. How are you? Grace was polygamous before. So she your first wife?
She's the third.
An announcement.
What?
Guess what?
What?
Your mommy is having her baby right now.
You have this nice
like
sensation
2
in your
months.
legs.
Okay, Dad, take her right over and I'll just follow her over.
Oh, she's got the cutest little face, too.
There are moments in Sister Wives that remind us why we all tuned in, why we believed, even for just a little while, that this family could make it work. And no moment captured that feeling more than the day Christine gave birth to her baby girl, truly Grace Brown. It wasn't just another episode. It wasn't just another storyline. It was the kind of television that made you pause, made you lean closer, made you feel like you were part of something bigger. For one rare moment, all the heartbreak, all the jealousy, all the hidden pain seemed to fade, and what remained was pure family. Christine had been through so much already. Fans remember the quiet confessions, the way her voice cracked when she spoke about her miscarriage before this pregnancy. That pain never really left her, and yet here she was, carrying new hope, determined to bring life into the world. The cameras captured everything. The nerves, the chaos, the laughter in between contractions. The kids buzzing with excitement. The sister wives trying to keep it all together. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. And it was beautiful. When Christine went into labor, the whole family rallied. Mary, Janelle, Robin. They weren't rivals in that moment. They weren't fighting for Cody's attention or silently tallying who got more time. They were sisters. They were mothers. They were a team. Even Cody, so often the center of controversy, seemed different that day. He wasn't the man making uneven choices or the husband dividing his love. He was just a dad. Nervous, protective, pacing the hospital hallways like any father about to meet his child. And then the moment came. Christine's cries gave way to silence. Then a baby's first wail filled the room. Truly Grace Brown was here. The camera zoomed in on Christine's tear-streaked face, exhausted but glowing with relief. You could almost feel the weight lifting off her shoulders, the burden of past loss melting away. She held her baby close, whispering words only a mother could know, and for just a second, the world stood still. It wasn't just Christine's victory. It was the family's victory. The kids pressed close, eyes wide with wonder. The wives beamed, hugging, crying, laughing, all at once. Even viewers at home couldn't help but smile through their own tears. Because in that hospital room, on that unforgettable day, Sister Wives was exactly what it had promised to be from the very beginning. One family, united by love. What makes Truly's birth so unforgettable isn't just the baby herself. It's what that moment revealed about the Browns as a family. For one day, the walls came down. The rivalries, the unspoken resentments, the quiet tears in private interviews, they all faded when Christine placed that little girl in her arms. Fans remember the smiles, Christine's relief, Janelle's quiet pride, Mary's tender encouragement, even Robin, still the newest wife at that point, wiping her eyes as though she had always been part of the family. For a brief time, there were no divides, no favorites, no whispers of unfairness, just one family overflowing with love. The kids added their own chaos and magic to the scene. Aspen gently stroked the baby's cheek. Hunter and Logan stood a little taller, almost protective, like they just inherited new responsibility. Even the younger children crowded in with giggles, their little voices calling out, "She's so tiny, she's so cute." It was pure innocence, pure joy. What makes Truly's birth so unforgettable isn't just the baby herself. It's what that moment revealed about the Browns as a family. For one day, the walls came down. The rivalries, the unspoken resentments, the quiet tears in private interviews. They all faded when Christine placed that little girl in her arms. Fans remember the smiles. Christine's relief, Janelle's quiet pride, Mary's tender encouragement, even Robin, still the newest wife at that point, wiping her eyes as though she had always been part of the family. For a brief time, there were no divides, no favorites, no whispers of unfairness. Just one family, overflowing with love. The kids added their own chaos and magic to the scene. Aspen gently stroked the baby's cheek. Hunter and Logan stood a little taller, almost protective, like they just inherited new responsibility. Even the younger children crowded in with giggles, their little voices calling out, "She's so tiny, she's so cute." It was pure innocence, pure joy. And Christine? She glowed. Not in the polished, picture-perfect way reality TV sometimes tries to stage, but in the raw, human way only a mother can, after fighting through hours of pain and finally holding her miracle. Every fan watching at home could feel it. Christine's love wasn't just for her baby. It was for the family surrounding her too. That's why this moment hit so deeply. Because Sister Wives was never just about plural marriage. It was about the idea of building something bigger than yourself. Of creating a family where children felt safe, where wives leaned on each other, where struggles were shared and triumphs were multiplied. And in that hospital room, you could believe in it. You could believe that despite all the odds, all the doubts, all the raised eyebrows from the outside world, maybe, just maybe, this family could truly last. Even now, looking back years later, fans can't watch that episode without tearing up. Because we know what's coming. We know the fractures, the betrayals, the heartbreak that will eventually tear the Browns apart. But in that moment, before all of it, Sister Wives gave us something rare. A picture of unity. A glimpse of what it meant to love unconditionally. And that's why the birth of Truly Grace Brown isn't just another chapter in a long-running reality show. It's the heart of the story. It's the memory that reminds us why we cared in the first place. As the hours passed in that hospital room, something magical happened. The cameras stopped feeling like cameras. What we saw wasn't reality TV. It wasn't staged. It wasn't produced. It was raw family life unfolding in real time. Christine, exhausted but radiant, cradled her newborn while the other wives hovered close, taking turns to coo over Truly's tiny hands and button nose. Janelle's calm voice reminded everyone to keep the kids from overwhelming Christine. Mary reached in to tuck a blanket around the baby's shoulders. Even Robin, still new to the family, stood there quietly with tears in her eyes, watching a sister wife she admired hold on to her hard-won miracle. For fans, this moment struck a chord, because it wasn't about jealousy. It wasn't about favoritism. It wasn't about who had Cody's attention or who felt left out. It was about something much simpler, a baby bringing everyone together. You could see it in Cody's face too. He was nervous, overexcited, bouncing between the kids and Christine like he could barely contain himself. But when he finally sat down and held Truly, his whole body softened. For just a second, the bluster and the bravado were gone. He wasn't the head of a plural family. He wasn't the man trying to juggle 4 wives. He was just a dad in awe of his daughter. And the kids. Oh, the kids made this moment unforgettable. They didn't see polygamy. They didn't see the fractures that would come later. They just saw their baby sister. To them, it was simple. Family had grown, and love had grown with it. That innocence, that joy, is what made this episode so timeless. Fans watching at home couldn't help but remember their own first moments. The births, the homecomings, the family gatherings, where everything felt whole. Truly's arrival tapped into something universal, something that made millions of strangers feel like they were right there in the room, part of the Browns' joy. And that's the beauty of it. Sister Wives, at its best, wasn't just about polygamy. It wasn't even about the Browns. It was about us, about the memories it stirred in our hearts, about the families we wished we had, or the ones we missed, or the fleeting moments when everything in our own lives felt complete. That's why Truly's birth isn't just Christine's story. It belongs to every fan who watched with tears in their eyes and thought, this is why I love this show. Looking back now, Truly's birth feels almost like a time capsule, a frozen moment in the Sister Wives story when everything still seemed possible. Before the breakups, before the confessions of loneliness, before the heartbreak that tore the Browns apart, there was this, a baby in Christine's arms and a family united around her. Fans often say this was the last time they believed in Sister Wives. And maybe they're right, because in that hospital room, you could still feel hope. You could still feel the love binding everyone together. Even if it was fragile, even if it wouldn't last, it was real. What makes this moment so unforgettable isn't just that a baby was born. It's that for once, everything the Browns had been fighting to prove to the world was right there in front of us. Love really was multiplied. Family really was bigger than jealousy. And joy really was shared by everyone in the room. Christine's face said it all. The tears in her eyes, the laughter that slipped through even when she was exhausted, the way she clutched Truly like she'd never let go. After everything she'd been through, the miscarriage, the doubt, the silent struggles, she had her miracle. And in her miracle, the family found theirs too. For viewers, this wasn't just an episode. It was a memory. The kind you can never quite shake, even years later. It reminded us of why we cared about this family in the first place. Because no matter how complicated, no matter how messy, at its heart was the promise of love. And that's why, even today, fans go back and watch this episode with tears in their eyes. Not because they've forgotten how the story ends, but because they remember how it began. With hope, with love, with a baby's first cry filling a hospital room and a family believing, if only for a moment, that they could make it work. This was the day Sister Wives truly melted every heart, and it's a memory fans will carry forever. Because long after the cameras stopped rolling, long after the headlines of divorce and betrayal, what remains is that timeless reminder. Love, when it's real, has the power to unite. And that's what we hold on to here on Drama Unfiltered. The stories, the memories, the moments that shaped Sister Wives, and all of us who watched.